There are so many steps to everybody's journey. And in my brief time that we have together, I'm going to pull that out of you. Now, we don't have pen and papers right now, but we're going to rely on our memories. Okay. So, now, and phones. Yes, yes. You can show how old school I am. I still write on pen and paper. Now, everyone's got a phone, correct? Yes, yes. You're all nodding your heads. Yes, I love that. Carm, can we just triple check that that's camera's running?
Yes, sir.
Beautiful. There is a QR code there. Okay. And for the Android users, you are at a benefit because your phone zooms in like 800%, where iPhones were struggling to get it to pass 3 times. If you can capture that QR code, the reason why that one's important, it will pull up a link, input your information. The reason why this is so critically important is because Carm and I are trying to build a community. And as we scale and grow, we, as a collective, need to collaborate because you never know who's in the room. And until you start building those connections, you sometimes might be missing out on critical opportunities. Because I work with a lot of clients who are like, I'm missing out, I don't get an opportunity like you. Why can't I find my next sale? It's like, because you've buried yourself in your basement in your pajamas on Zoom and you think that's how you're gonna get your clients or your customers. So the reason why it's so important is I promise I will not spam you. That's not my intention. But my intention is that once that app opens up, every piece of information you could ever want from me, except for my blood type, is on that app. Okay? And the reason why it's so powerful and profound is because I will share in a moment why each and every one of you in this room should have something similar to that. Show of hands, how many people, and don't be shy, carry physical business cards? Okay, still quite a bit. Now, we've been to enough networking events, we can all agree. When you get said business card from another person, where do they go?
Garbage.
Garbage. A drawer.
Yes.
A drawer. So you know what's amazing? I have a drawer, a dedicated drawer that literally has thousands of business cards in them, and I have no intention of ever reading them or grabbing them. So, and this is why this is so important about this dialogue. Now, Carm will dive into the world of AI. I will touch on the communication, the connection side of things, and the business building that I have. And just a really, really brief story on how powerful and important connections are. Okay? I'm going to share a quick story. I actually met Carm in South Florida and Miami by a complete accident. We were both attending a Grant Cardone event. So I used to be heavily involved with Grant Cardone. I helped scale and grow his global licensing brand and had the great pleasures of working with him in South Florida. It happened to be on the same weekend that he was hosting a real estate event, which I was in attendance. We ended up having some mutual friends. We were at, it doesn't matter which hotel, but the SLS or something along that lines. And everyone's like, oh my God, I've met one other Canadian. And now I'm surrounded by all these Americans. And they thought we were like some unicorn that they've never heard of. Like, oh my God, you're Canadian? What are you doing down here? I'm like, relax, we're just above you. But funny enough, they're like, you gotta meet this girl, Carmelia. So we start chatting. We realize that we're a mere 20 minutes away from each other. And what's incredible about this and why I share this so importantly is because what's evolved from that is years of working together. Working on the Toronto International Film Festival on the red carpet for this, which will be our 5th year. Building connections with other people that I would have never met. So this is why one person can completely transform your business, both personally, professionally. You never know. Carm's a matchmaker. I thankfully don't need her services.
Well, remember, you flew back to Miami to do a talk.
Yeah, and that's exactly right. So again, you never know where a connection could lead you. But I'm going to share some insights on why it's so important to sell yourself. Because I feel as Canadians, I'll use us as Canadians, we tend to be a little bit more reserved. our counterparts to the South, and I got to spend a ton of time with Americans, they tend to be a little bit more out there, a little bit more proud, which, again, nothing wrong, not doing a comparison, but there is some truth that I've learned from working with, especially Grant Cardone's ecosystem and his worlds. So, like I said, a little bit about myself. Again, doesn't really matter, but great fortune working at Toronto International Film Festival. Carmen and I have interviewed some incredible A-list celebrities, writers, directors, Oscar composers, athletes, musicians, you name it. But again, I don't say any of that to impress, but rather impress upon you that communication is a skill that, in my opinion, is becoming less and less taught. Especially with the rise of AI, Carmen will speak to that, rise of systems, the rise of software, it's actually pushing us further and further away from each other when in fact, we'll actually see that there's a global rise of events, festivals, concerts. There's a reason why all these tickets are so damn expensive. People are just absolutely dying for human connection. And as much as AI is going to change and help shape a lot of our businesses, there's still always, until the day we get taken over by the Terminators, we will need to talk to each other. And that is what I'm here, and that's what I believe my gift on this planet is to do, is to teach everybody how they can find their voice and then use it to their benefit. So you guys have already scanned that QR code. The reason why it was so important is that if you go back into that app and you notice it, I have a bunch of links. There's one in particular at the very top. It looks like this. Okay, Speak, Sell, Scale. I encourage all of you, yes, it's optional, but I am encouraging all of you to click on it and join the community. The reason why, and it's absolutely free. I do not sell anything in it. I want to build, Carmen and I, build this community up so that we can help like-minded entrepreneurs, business owners, professionals. You never know where that next niche will take you. Again, I promise I will never sell in that community. It is free for you. I have content in there. I have videos from everything from how to speak, sell, selling yourself, and scaling with systems. But that's enough about me. I need to make it about you. So, in the brief time that I have together with you, we have to sell ourselves. No matter what room you walk into, you are selling yourself. There's even the point in time where you have to sell yourself to your children. You have to sell the idea to them on why they need to do their homework. You have to sell yourself on your spouse or your significant other on why this is a good idea. You got to go to this event where you don't know anybody and your husband or wife is dreading every moment of it. You have to sell yourself consistently and constantly. But so many people are struggling unnecessarily. And that's what we're here to help. It has to start with trust. Show of hands. If you do not trust somebody, would you do business with them? If you did not trust somebody, would you be in a relationship with them? So we can all agree that trust is a valuable component to networking, communication, business acumen, and more. But here's the problem that so many of us do. We lead with our credentials instead of our context. What do I mean by this? So we come out of the gate saying, look at me, look at what I've done. The ego comes in, more so there than others. But they come in and say, look at how great I am. Look at what I've accomplished. Look at what I've done. But they don't provide the context behind the credential. Again, you're here to sell yourself. But most importantly, you're here to serve. Because if you serve people, that's how you're able to generate sales or whatever the item that you need to get out. Okay? So think about the next time. Now, I don't have a ton of time, but I want to pull someone on the spot. Who is, like I said, we're in a small group. This is a stand-up comic. I'm gonna pull you up on stage, but I promise I won't roast you. You. Let's go. Come on, I'm gonna pull you up. The only reason why is because you were a brave soul to wear a white jacket. If I had that thing would have been smeared. All right, so for the people that don't know you, what's your name?
MA.
MA, okay. Watch this. In 30 seconds or less, tell everybody in the room what you do. Hold the mic. I'm not a mic stand. Hold your mic.
What do I do? Well, actually, I do a lot of different things. I would say I lived a lot of different lives. Started with my own business as an athlete first, and then transitioned into sales, marketing. But to be honest, I like just connecting with people. So just when I had my own business at first, it was more so just serving, seeing guys look good and with custom suit business. And then also getting into tech was more so just connecting with even more people, being able to travel. And now with our business now, it's just kind of connecting with people, helping them with their self-talk. Mm-hmm. And just because that's also something that I struggle with as well. So, yeah.
Okay. You're right. That deserves a round of applause. Now, do I have my permission to be candid with you?
Of course.
Okay, so we actually go way back. We have a friendship. And the reason why I can speak so candidly is because I know he's got the confidence. Now, certain people, they would be terrified to stand up in front of 3 people, let alone 30,000 people. Now, remember what I said. You led with the credential. What is the context? Now, sit with this for a moment. Because I've bought products off you. I've purchased services from you. Watch this. Who do you serve?
Person I'm working with.
Go deeper. Come on.
Who do I serve? Well, I guess like serving myself in a weird way because I love seeing or like connecting with people and just bringing the best out of them, if that makes sense.
Okay, let me challenge you for a moment. And Karim, I'm going to apologize. I'm going to go slightly over, but I think this is important because they're going to learn a lot from this. Did you mention something that is one of your biggest credentials? I didn't hear it.
One of my biggest credentials.
So this is where sometimes you need to rely on a team of people or other individuals to hype you up. What am I speaking of? Are you not a world-renowned model? Oh, funny that was missed. Again, it wasn't like he needed to come out of the gate saying, look at me, I'm that Derek Zoolander. For those that know that, if you're Derek Zoolander, then I must be the Owen Wilson's character. But we as Canadians, I don't even want to say Canadian, we as humans, we leave stuff off the table. And the reason why is because we think that people don't want to hear the message or that it's egotistical. It's not. Now, let me paint a picture of an example because I asked who you serve. Those companies that hire you as a model, they obviously must see something fantastic in you or else they wouldn't keep shooting you, working with you, publishing you, magazines, commercials, and the like. And you've been in some big branded commercials. Like, everybody should have a hype man. Everybody. Because there's a lot of people that struggle with hyping themselves up, but it's like, oh my God, dude, you were in a massive Christmas commercial. What was the name of the alcohol?
What's it called? No, Crown Royal.
Crown Royal. Okay, so a big brand that everybody knows. Okay, so where am I going with all of this? You could have led with the context that I serve my audience by delivering a superior product. Now, what is that superior product? I'm selling goods and services. You are. Even though you're physically not selling Crown Royal, your image is selling that product. This is marketing. This is why marketers use celebrities. The celebrity's not selling the product, but their brand is. You are the brand. And because of that brand collaboration that you have with Crown Royal, that is how you were able to push more sales. See how now you are serving something bigger than you, but it still is putting a light on you.
Yeah.
Is this landing?
Yeah, that's landing.
Okay. So the homework that I want for all of you, let's give Emma a round of applause. Thank you so much. Yeah. And you know what I find fascinating? I'm not using him as an example, but there are so many people that I coach and help that are flawless in person. And you turn on a camera and they're like, what do I say? I'm like, just pretend you're talking to me. Then I have other individuals, sometimes in a bit of the younger generation, phenomenal on camera. You open that camera, they can talk for hours. Think of live streamers. Soon as the camera turns off and you have a one-on-one conversation with them, they're like, yeah, I'm a TikToker. It's like, where is that same confidence? So why do I bring this all together? Which is actually in the next slide. So speak to your results. MA, speak to the results that you've done. This is actually a shirt I got custom made for my body from you. And I promise you, we did not plan this. You asked my partner, I had 6 different outfits on, and she's like, you're wearing white jeans? I'm like, all right, I'm changing. So, and I'm wearing the shirt that I purchased from him. Speak to the results. Or if you're still too scared to do so, speak to your clients' results. Mortgage agents, insurance brokers, real estate agents. Some of them struggle to say, hey, look at me, I'm like a fantastic real estate agent. But I see this time and time again where I'm like, they're like, yeah, I'm a real estate agent. It's like, congratulations, there's 77,000 real estate agents in Toronto alone. What makes you stand out? And then you pull back, and my job is to pull that out of you. And you find out the person did $100 million, and they're in the top 1% of all realtors in Toronto. So you just took that from now 77,000 to 777. You could even probably take it one step further if you really calculate it. What if I told you that you are now the top 70 agents in all of Toronto? See how the narrative's completely changed? It piques the interest of this person you're speaking to. It opens up the dialogue because I'm not bragging. Bragging is saying I'm the greatest real estate agent on the planet. Saying I've helped over 200 families find their dream home, which has resulted in a transaction of over $100 million. That's not bragging. That's me speaking to my result. Speak to the result. And you can also like drop these proof points throughout. Now, back to the thing I was just going to mention. This is important if you take anything away from this talk. I want you to Google yourself. Not now, later tonight. There's this thing on Google Chrome. Hit incognito mode because the algorithm and the things in the background remember who you are. Go into incognito mode and Google yourself and see what comes up. That is what the rest of the world is seeing. Now, before you judge it, say, is this what I want my image to be online? Because I hate to break it to you, before you utter a word out of your mouth, before you even jump into the sales pitch, before you even try to sell a product or service, I can promise you, as soon as they see your full name, they are Googling you. And they are seeing what comes up. And if that brand identity does not match what you're speaking to, we have a problem. Now, why is this one so important? Because you'll find inconsistencies. I did this with one of my clients where his name was Rob and his brand was not Rob. So it was really hard to find him online. When you Googled him, it's like, this guy doesn't exist, but his brand does. Now, I'm not saying that your brand is your name, but I do often tell people, if you haven't built something or you want to build something, tie it to your name. No one can ever steal it, patent it, copyright it, or take it away from you. And if it isn't, and you have a brand and you have a business, your name better be splattered everywhere in there so the Google algorithm knows John Smith is with ABC Accounting. People need to be able to find you. I hate to break it to you. Here's the most important thing too. Be proud of it. Own it. I mean, you're a world-renowned model. Some people on the planet would just kill to get in one articles or magazines that you've been in. Own that. But most importantly, Learn to give back. I think we've had these conversations before. The best way you can serve people is to serve others. So if you know, hey, there's a struggling model, or next time you're on set, or next time you're on a job site, or next time you're at your job and someone's struggling, hey, I've been in your shoes. Hey, I've done this for 20 years. What are some of the questions you want to ask me? Some people might not take you up on it, but the reason why people leave companies is not because of companies. The number one reason why people leave companies is their manager. And do you know the number one reason why people leave their companies because of the shitty manager? Terrible communication. And everybody's nodding their heads, but why is it that all the same managers still do this garbage? They still say it, this is how I was done, this is how I was raised, this is how... Shut up. Yeah. And then most importantly, you have to share. The reason why I asked you guys to scan all that QR code before you even knew me is because I want to share. I want to give back, but I also want to stay connected with all of you. And then my final slide. Everybody struggles with this. I am amazed. I have worked with executives from Coca-Cola in the United States, home based out of Atlanta, and she had imposter syndrome. And she was the chief marketing officer. And I'm sitting there scratching my head, coaching her, going, this is nuts. How is someone in such a position so scared to communicate with her clients, so scared to communicate with her employees? But because of the coaching, and it's not me, I pulled it out of her. That's my job. You all have these gifts and talents. It's my job to pull them out of you. Because it was a belief system. And then we finally figured it out that it usually stems a lot, not to get into the metaphysical or the psychological side of things, but a lot of it stems from childhood. Something happened to us subconsciously, something might have happened to us consciously. But then, how do we get better at this? So sometimes these are the things we can't control, the beliefs. We can work on them, but they still dominate our psyche. But here is something that you can control: confidence and conviction. I tell this to people. Do you want to get better at something? Just put in the damn reps. You want to learn sales? Read the script 300 times. 1, 2, 3. Imagine I count to 300 and the script is 10 minutes. Do that 300 times. I can promise you by the 300th time, it's just going to come out. The reason why this is so important when you're selling yourself, I tell everybody, have your 30 to 60 second elevator pitch so that when I ask you, what do you do? Be ready. M.A., were you ready? No. And I could tell he wasn't ready, even though I know he knows his stuff. He was tapping his thigh. He was like, I help business people. This is our problem. And not to point you out, you're a fantastic human being, and I hope I'm not taking anything away from that. But why I say all this is because as humans, we love sitting in the vague. We love using jargon. Next time you're at the office, or you're dealing with a boss, or you're dealing with an employee, just ask them, what does 110% mean? Nobody can define it. Everyone's like, just give 110%. Nobody can define it. Let's get better at business. What the hell does that mean? But if you speak in actual details, in results, people will begin to grasp onto it, because now guess what? You're sounding completely different than everybody else. How many times I work with a C-suite in companies, and they're like, all right, our job is to bring up KPI, and we want to make sure that the SOPs, and I'm like, hold on, time out. This junior person that just walked into the company, you rhymed off 12 acronyms. They don't even know what the hell the acronym is. And then they blame the said employee. They don't get it. But leadership always fails to put the mirror back on themselves, going, maybe I'm not explaining it or communicating it accurately. And then my final point is that with the confidence, with the conviction, because of the reps that you've done, the confidence will soar. That's how you get confidence. It's not shouting mantras into your mirror saying, I am amazing, I am amazing. No, it's actually getting out there and doing the damn work. I'm sorry, that's how you do it. And for the introverts in the room, that's going to involve you talking to people. But it doesn't need to be a full-blown conversation. The next time you're ordering something, hey, thank you so much for making my coffee today. How was your day? That's it. Start slowly. I wish I had more time. I would dive into more techniques and tactics, but I promised Carm that I would keep it short. Carm, I got a couple minutes for 2 minutes for Q&A?
You have 26 minutes on your.
Oh, wow, I went way over. Okay. If I went way over, I apologize. Carm. Okay. She gave me 12.
I'm not like.
But hold on.
Good question. Very sorry.
Show of applause. Was that 26 minutes of value? Okay. So, I'm not going to get some hook off my neck and kick me off, but
I do want you to tell them the Lamborghini story. Please.
Lamborghini
Was it
story.
Lamborghini? Nelson's.
Oh, yes, I'll tell that in a second.
In case
Yeah.
they ever read one, they
Yeah.
need to know this
Yeah.
really.
So, again, there's my QR code if you missed it in the beginning of it. Real brief story, and this is another important factor. If you're unsure what to say, flip it about them. Ask them questions, thought-provoking questions, not how's the weather and what's going on in the political atmosphere. No one gives a shit about that. Sorry. Oh, and I promised my speaking coach I'd stop swearing, so I'm sorry. The Lamborghini story is funny. Again, a connection through Carm. We met this individual named Nelson, and Clubhouse was an app that was massive during COVID. And again, it brought us back down to Miami, where we were at a Grant Cardone event. And you drop me in a room of 1,000 people, I'm gonna try and meet 1,000 people. I'm an extrovert at heart, I thrive off energy. So we instantly started connecting with Nelson, and he is this beautiful soul where he's this young gun, he's hungry as hell, just in his hands and everything. He shows up to the event in a purple Lamborghini, and I'm like, Nelson, you're not even from Miami. Where the hell did you get that car from? He's like, I rented it. I'm like, the most expensive car to sit in a valet, and we're gonna sit in a conference for 12 hours a day. What was the point of that? He's like, yeah, that probably wasn't financially smart. Again, I help a lot of people with their finances too. So we're out, the event's over, we're out for dinner, get some drinks afterwards. We're in a kind of rougher part of Miami. And yeah, in a purple Lamborghini. I'm driving behind him. And I'm like, where the hell is this guy going? And we just finished in, oh my God, I can't think of the friggin' name. Where were we? Yeah, Poppy. So we're driving. Now we've gone back into this kind of rougher area of Miami. I'm like, dude, where are we going? We're underneath the bridge. And next thing you know it, the car just stops. No brake light, no nothing. I'm like, what the hell is he doing? So I pull over. I'm like, Nelson, what are you doing? He tries to start the engine, nothing. Tries to start it again. I'm like, dude, what the hell happened? I'm like, you broke a $500,000 Lamborghini. He's like, no, I promise I didn't. I'm like, wait a second. Or did you run out of gas? You know why he ran out of gas? Because we were going down the highway and he's going 200 kilometers an hour, ripping the shit out of this car. So we run out of gas in a very rough area, okay? Not in a good area. I'm now sitting there going, all right, I'll go find gas. I go to the gas station, no jerry cans. So I had to buy a 1.5 liter bottle of water, dump out the water, and pour the gasoline into a water bottle. The attendant's freaking out on me. He's like, you can't do that. I'm like, shut up, my buddy stalled, we're doing it anyways. I bring it back to the car. What do you need in order to fill up a gas tank? You need a nozzle. You need a nozzle, the yellow nozzle, or a funnel, because there's a gate on the gas tank. You can't just... So now I'm like, shit, how are we gonna fill this thing? So now we're trying to find sticks so that we can pour a water bottle of gasoline into a Lamborghini, a $500,000 Lamborghini. The story gets better. We're there hanging out, and now our car comes up behind us. And we're like, uh-oh, this is trouble. It's me, Nelson, and another guy. The guy's honking his horn at us. We're on a side street. Get your goddamn car out of the way. Get your piece of shit Lamborghini out of the way. We're like, dude, we broke down. He's like, I don't give a rat's ass. I'm trying to get by. I'm like, we're on a side street. Just drive around us. He was looking for trouble. Him and 4 guys. They get out of the car. They get out of the car because I'm like, guys, keep your cool. We're in Florida. Sure enough, the one guy starts yapping at us. What the hell are you guys doing here? Why is your car here? And I'm like, oh my God, I have to tell my parents this is how I died. Because of a stupid rented Lamborghini. So these guys, for some reason, I swear to you, think wanted to pick a fight. Or they saw that there was a very expensive car in a neighborhood that maybe shouldn't have been there. These guys get out, and the guy had his shirt tucked in, and he had a gun right here. And I'm like, just trying to de-escalate the whole situation. We just said, hey, listen, man, we're really sorry. We ran out of gas. You wouldn't happen to have a jerry can, would you? He's like, hell no, man. I'm like, all right, just thought I'd ask. So I'm trying to lighten the situation. They end up leaving. I'm like, dude, Nelson, screw it. Throw the keys in the car. We're going out of here. Leave it. Lock it up. Let's go. He ends up calling the Lamborghini dealership in Dubai because all the ones are closed. It's late, but they're open in Dubai. He then proceeds to tell us there's a safety kit underneath like a section of the car that had the funnel that you could pour the gas into. I'm like, oh my God. So he called the dealership and they thought that he had purchased the car off them. So they're like, what's the VIN number? And going through the whole song and dance, he's like, man, I bought it from you guys. I shipped it over to Miami. They're like, what the hell are you talking? Just conning them. But the whole summary of the story is that he broke down in a $500,000 Lamborghini because he was farting around, not planning his things out. It could have been much worse than it was. It made for a great story, so much so that it was like the talk of the town at the conference the next day. And why I say this is because stories sell. Stories are memorable. Tomorrow, a week from now, 2 months from now, 6 months from now, you might come up to me and go, oh my God, Kyle, I remember the purple Lamborghini. I don't remember what the hell you said, but I remember the purple Lamborghini. So, in conclusion, I want you all to think of, in your life, what your purple Lamborghini is.
You know, that better